Hello everyone, welcome back to Base Damage. Hope you are all doing well today. I got a little bit more of a deck theory crafting type video I wanted to bring today. So a while back, because I don't know how far ahead I'm posting this, and some decks may have come up for this answering what this video is going to be talking about today, but there was a ban list hit as of like a couple weeks ago from the recording of this. And it was one of the biggest hits to it was this the level 3 Gura. Goomba got hit to you can only run 2 copies. So big sad, we cannot run 4 copies anymore. No matter what deck, whether it's the standby Gura, whether it's the Kali Gura, really big sad there. There's the Kali. This particular, like, I prefer the Kali Gura build. That's just me. But I obviously can't run it anymore. So I'm gonna see if there's another combo. I got to looking through to see if there were any particular combos that could potentially replace the Gura. The Gura is just so powerful and so busted. The multiple instances of burn damage just really like gives your opponent a tough time. So it's something that it's very, very hard to replace, but I wanted to try to like put an idea out there. So let's talk about the Gura first, and then we'll talk about the replacement that I potentially may be able to test play with and see what other changes could be made to the deck. So which this isn't the final form of what I would be using. I'm just kind of put together like a sample list. So this isn't the final version, but the big thing to talk about is the Gura, obviously. So it says, on attack, if you have the pants trigger, which is funny that one of Gura's saying is ban pants, you know. It kind of happened, y'all. If the Midsummer Sun is in your climax area and your hand is 6 or less cards, you can pay the cost, which is pay 2 stock and discard 1 card. If you do, burn 2, mill 1 twice, and if each of the cards that you milled each have a soul trigger icon, you burn 1 as 2 separate for each instance. So if you end up milling the soul triggers, what happens is she's swinging for 3. So you go burn 2, burn 1, 3 damage before triggers. That's 7 damage coming in 4 separate instances, which is really, really hard to contend with. And the Oski Polka deck, or not Oski Polka, sorry, that's a different deck. The Oski Gura, the Standby Gura deck, could pull out multiple Guras during level 2, or even by level 3, you could pull out multiples with paying very minimal amount of stock, and be able to pull off triple Gura, which is crazy. Anyway, 2 to 3 Gura is like the standard for this. So it's really annoying that you only have 2 to work with. You probably could still make this deck work, but nowhere near as well in my mind. So I could probably fuck around with it and probably cook with it, but let's look at another card. We got a card that came out just recently as of the recording of this. This particular Muna from the Ambassador set. First off, it is on a pants trigger as well. So it is on the Heating Up Goldfish Scooping pants. So I'm just gonna put 2 of these right here, just for comparison purposes. Let's pop 2 of the Muna in, just so it's easy to go between. So my idea is to replace what would have been all 4 copies of Gura with 4 copies of this Muna. Gura heals 1 on play, Muna heals 1 on play. We're equal there, okay? So this states, when this card attacks, if the pants trigger is in your climax area, if the number of cards in your hand is 5 or less, choose one of the following effects and perform it. Either reveal the top card of your deck, and if it's a Hololive character or a specific event, Cherry Blossom right here, which is still a nice event, if it's that event or a Hololive character, burn 4. Just outright burn 4, no other cost. The other effect that you could pick is at the end of this card's attack, if the character facing this card is reversed, pay 1, burn 2. That's not bad. The first effect, the first effect you could pick does not have to reverse. This is Last Shot Xenon for free, as long as you reveal successfully, which we're going to talk about that as well, because there's a very, very nice card that combos very well with it. And it's this Suisei. See, because the Gura is not going to be played, you don't have to worry about having all the different triggers. You can take out you can take out a lot of brainstorm stuff. Like I said, I don't know what the final version is going to be just yet. I would have to cook and I would have to come up with something. But whether it's the Kali Gura build or the Ozki Gura build, you would change up the level 1s, obviously. You don't have to have as many crit triggers. You could keep a lot of the crit triggers if you wanted to try to be able to push for a good amount of damage. But hell, you don't even need the Ames. You could take the Ames out for other cards as well. There's the Anya that's really good. But you could easily change up your setup to include the Suisei. So the Suisei has a couple effects. First off, it's a brainstorm. It's better than a typical trial deck brainstormer. Pay 1, rest this, mill 4 for each climax salvage. So really good. You're trying to get stuff into the waiting room for standby anyway. It's all good. So the first effect though, when a climax is placed on your climax area, choose one of your characters and it gets the following ability until end of turn. When this card attacks, look at up to 2 cards from the top of your deck. Choose 1 card amongst them, return it to the top of your deck, put the rest into your waiting room. So what this lets you do is it lets you choose what your trigger is going to be. So if you have, I'm just going to move a Mori really quick. If you play like 2 Munas and you're able to put like 1 or 2 Suiseis in the back row, or even hell, put 1 in front row, I don't fucking care. You can give the top checking abilities to the Muna, and by doing so, increase the chances of revealing a Hololive character so that you get the free burn 4. Because, okay, obviously this is nowhere near as good as the Gura, but the Gura pumps out 7 damage just in 4 instances, possibly 7 damage, because the 2 burn 1s can whiff, obviously, because you might not mill a card with a Soul Trigger icon. Whereas this is just 2 instances of damage, but it's always 7, like, coming at you. So being able to have like any number of these on the field with any number of the Suisei as well, to be able to give that top check effect to the Munas, you can almost always guarantee that you get to go burn 4 for free and then her 3 damage because it's on a pants trigger. So I feel this could replace the Gura. I'm not saying that it will. I'm saying that I'm going to be doing test playing. I'm going to clean up this deck and try to put together a different build that's going to be utilizing that. It's something that I wanted to put out there. I want to just put my thoughts out there because I like to cook. I like to try to come up with some neat little variations of stuff, especially when ban list hits happen like this, where I feel you could make most Gura decks work with only 2 copies. If one somehow gets stuck somewhere, if something happens and your opponent's like just, if you're like having to just deal with different things, it doesn't feel as comfortable with only 2 copies in my opinion. Whereas if you could tri-field this Muna and then 2 Suiseis back row, you could, assuming you can get a reverse with one of the Munas, give the top check stuff, swing, burn 4, 3 damage. Burn 4, 3 damage, and then the last one you can do the pay 1. If you're able to reverse the opponent, you can do the pay 1 to burn for 2, and then 3 damage and then 2 damage. That's still 7 damage, 7 damage, and 5 damage. Minimum before triggers. So that is, math, Cade, 19 damage. 7 plus 7 plus 5. 14 plus 5. Yeah, so 19 damage. That's over, like, 2.5 levels worth of damage coming at your opponent. Like I said, because the numbers are bigger, because it's less instances, unlike the Gura that is multiple instances, there's a higher chance for them to also just get straight out canceled. But if you're able to get your opponent up by a whole level with at least one of these, you can kind of adjust and then do like, okay, cool, let's just burn for 2 and, you know, poke for 3. It really just depends. I feel it's very flexible for the cost, because if you stand by them in, you don't have to pay anything else. Because even for the second effect of the pay 1 burn 2, it's at the end of the attack. It's already swung and gained the stock. So it's paying for itself. It's all free. So I want to try to mess with this. I don't know how effective it's going to be, but I am going to be trying to cook with this. I just wanted to go ahead and post it. And when I finally make the decks, I will make a separate video. Or hell, if anybody has some other ideas that could potentially replace Gura, potentially change up even the ideas for this deck, feel free to comment down below, or even better, feel free to join our Discord. Link for that will be in the description. And we have 2 different channels for like where you can submit deck lists and stuff like that, and be like, yo, Cade, I cooked, I got this idea, and just like, you know, let me, you know, give me ideas to fuck around with, you know. It'd just be really cool, and I would love to be able to come up with something that would be just as consistent and powerful. Obviously not to the same degree as Gura. One day, maybe they'll take her off the ban list. Who knows? We might just go through Springfest and they're like, yeah, Gura can come off, and then I can play Gura again. Who knows? I wasn't able to play her for a fucking regionals, and I was so mad that I wasn't able to go to the Springfest Duluth regionals because I was gonna run Gura, and I wasn't able to go, and it made me so mad. But so yeah, I just wanted to kind of like pull up the simulator real quick and kind of like show my ideas and see, like, let you know what I'm cooking with. Let's see what happens. As they say, let me cook. But with that, we're gonna be signing off. Thank you all very much. Like I said, just wanted to get my ideas out there. Just deck theory crafting, just throwing ideas at a wall to see what fucking sticks, you know. But we will see y'all on the flip side. Peace out for now.